Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. Did you know that British Columbia is home to world-famous monster folklore?
It's true.
It is true. Here to tell us about it is the host of the new CHEK show, Now You Know BC, which premieres February 1st at 6 p.m. right here on this channel. I used to write for him when he was the editor-in-chief at Vancouver is Awesome. He is, of course, a man of folklore himself, BC Bob Kronbauer. Bob, hello. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me. It's the roles have changed.
Right?
I'm looking for you.
Well, it's nice to see you. I'm very excited for your new show. I want to talk about BC monster folklore because we have two monsters that are world famous right here in BC.
We certainly do. Sasquatch and Ogopogo. And there's also Cadborosaurus, and then there's Shuswagi in Shuswap Lake.
Oh, so there's multiple.
Oh, yeah. There's many. The two famous ones are Sasquatch and Ogopogo, of course.
Right. Yeah. So it seems unique that we have two world famous monsters from our province, right?
That is unique. I never really thought about
No?
that. Before. Well, you think about all the other provinces. We've got Sasquatch, and he's not, it's not just him in BC. He's West Coast, and we also have Ogopogo. I can't think of, what does Alberta got? What does Saskatchewan have?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just too interested in BC to know, but.
Are there any similarities between Sasquatch and Ogopogo? I know Sasquatch is on the land, Ogopogo is in Lake Okanagan, but are there any similarities, at least in their origins, maybe?
Yeah, I would say, the indigenous origins of both of these are notable and are the actual stories. The decolonized stories of Sasquatch and Ogopogo go back to Saskatch is the creature that the Sta'alis First Nations calls Sasquatch, and it's the same story. Kelsey Charlie, who's now a friend of mine, took me out and showed me their real story about the Sasquatch and how it's a spirit creature. It's not something that we'll ever be able to catch or put $1 million bounty on. And
can we take a photo of it though?
I didn't ask him that question. I mean, I would say there aren't any photos of him.
No.
But that's just me. I don't know.
Some people might fight you over that. Okay, well, what about Ogopogo?
Same story. So Nahaha Etka is the spirit of the lake, according to the West Bank First Nation, and he protects the lake, and he reminds us that it's valuable and that we should also protect it. And it lets you know when you're messing with it. It'll cause a storm. It's same thing. Spiritual creature.
Oh wow! So Ogopogo is doing us a service, really, as the protector of a lake.
For sure,
it's not to be feared.
Absolutely not. That's what they told me.
What about Sasquatch though? Is it to be feared?
If you ask Brent Butt, he thinks that this thing will tear you apart. He said that. He's like, I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Don't ever take me out on a hunt. Like I've been on a Sasquatch hunt with a Sasquatch researcher.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of it.
Were you armed though?
I wasn't at the time.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't a hunt. It wasn't like a hunt.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
It's an air quotes hunt.
Yeah.
We weren't going to kill it. We were just going to suss around and see if we could see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also, according to the Sta'alis, it's a peaceful creature. It doesn't want anything to do with you. It just and you get the blessing of being able to see it. You'll see it when you get blessed.
So it's a good thing.
It's absolutely
nothing to be afraid of.
Seeing a Sasquatch is the ultimate. Yeah. You've earned it, and it's your time when you've seen a Sasquatch.
Now, Sasquatch in particular, it seems to be quite interesting because you have the mythology of the Yeti and Bigfoot, and so while Sasquatch is very much a BC folklore, it does kind of extend beyond British Columbia.
I think that Bigfoot is just the U.S. term for it, for the same creature. I don't know the First Nations history of it in the States or their mythology around it. All I know is Sta'alis, and it was named Sasquatch because a guy, the Indian agent in the early 1900s, white guy, wrote an article for Maclean's magazine, and he spelled Sasquatch, and that's why it's called Sasquatch.
Oh, fascinating. Now, you've been around the province. You obviously talk to a lot of people. Do people believe that these are real creatures? And I'm sort of excluding First Nations here, but just people who've heard the story. Do they think it's real? I
sat around a table. The researcher guy once brought me and 8, what would you call them? People that have seen Sasquatch. All white people, and they had stories to tell. Some of them were in a provincial park. They saw it running down the hill. Another woman saw it by her house. She said it was very human-like. Its eyes, absolutely these people are convinced that they have seen the creature.
It's not a grift.
Not at all. But yeah. I mean, maybe there's some people out there grifting on it, you know, like, but it's a thing. Yeah.
Well, Bob, congratulations on the new show. And thanks so much. I feel like I learned a lot. There was a lot of things that I just didn't know.
Well, now you know.
Thanks so much, Bob. Folks, thank you so much for watching. And thank you to Mandy Gill, Professor Kimberly Brownlee, and BC Bob for tonight's show. Make sure you tune in into CHEK on Saturday, February 1st at 6 p.m. for the premiere of Bob's show, Now You Know BC, and that'll be every Saturday at 6. Legendary Canadian comic Brent Butt is Bob's first guest, and true to CHEK, it is wonderful local programming. No one else in BC is doing what CHEK's doing, and Now You Know BC is just another incredible addition to CHEK's independent West Coast voice. If your New Year's resolution is to make friends with Sasquatch or the Ogopogo, please tell me about your journey, mo@thisisvancolour.com. Also follow me on all the socials at VANCOLOUR. We're back next week with Rachel Gilmore and Tamara Taggart, but until then, be colorful. Peace.